Hello, families and friends. Today we have a very big interview with our first celebrity on our series, What are the Africans and the AfroCzechs doing in the Czech Republic? Today, the 15th of June, 2023. And we are sitting here in one of the most beautiful places in Prague, the Kibeli Park in Prague 9. We are going to have a conversation with our big sister, our friend, our queen, our everything, as far as I am concerned and Humanitas is concerned. And her name is Lejla Abbasova. Sister Lejla, nice to meet you again. Nice to meet you again. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's true, but you're always here, always there in my life. So it's like that. I feel like being kind of in touch with you, even when we don't see each other often.
Could you please tell us about your family and your parents and where they are now?
My parents are coming from two different continents. My mom is Czech and my father is Sudanese. They met here in Czech Republic while my father was studying here to be a lawyer. And actually at that time mom was studying to be a doctor of medicine. And it was funny because it was not a love for the first sight, not definitely from my mother's side, but when they got the crash, they was, I would say, somehow unseparable. And what was a little different of those college loves was that they got married after 2 years or 3 years of the relationship. And at that time, father was not in Czech Republic, and they were organizing the wedding with like an official person replacing him. That they loved that much each other that they were ready to do that wedding even with somebody who would replace my father. But things got complicated because father finished the school, he couldn't stay here, so he left, and now I think he left after mom gave a birth to my sister, to Ida. And then it became a little tricky from his side. He was supposed to come back, but he didn't. He didn't even get in touch with my mother. It has happened, I think, after some months or even years. And he came to Czech to see us when I was... actually, I forgot that I was there with my mom when I was 4 years in Sudan.
You went to Sudan?
I went there when I was 4. And then he came when I was 6. I was actually in the first grade, and since that he stopped communicating again, and they got divorced after I think like 2 years. But mom couldn't trace him. She was trying to find him. He was actually untrackable, even through the official institutions like Red Cross is. So she got divorced with him again, only in the official way, so he didn't even know that they got divorced for some quite time. I think that he got in touch with us again when I was like 12, and he got to know that they are divorced, and then father got lost again. I think he called us when I was like 18, and meanwhile I was actually very I would say naughty teenager, because I was trying to find my roots. I was trying to find out what it really means to be different in Czech society, to be black in Czech society. And I think I caused quite hard times to my mother in those days.
Well, so your let's say your father now is back in Sudan.
Yeah, he's back in Sudan.
And your father is Sudanese, back in Sudan, and your mother is here, Czech, right? Okay. Were you born, just to make it clear, were you born in Czech Republic?
Yeah.
Around what year? And where? Which town, city?
Yeah, around exactly. Around exactly in 1980. And here in Prague, I'm Prague born. But the truth is that my Czech side of the family comes from the southern Bohemia, where I have all the Czech side relatives. And because my grandparents, both of them are coming from very close villages, they had built a house there. We spent there all our holidays or all our free days, and I actually consider myself being South Bohemian more than Prague girl. for a long time. I think that it had broken when I was like a teenager because I needed the city wipe. But till that time, I had all those first things happening in Černovice in the south of Ukraine.
So how was it growing up? There were not many children of mixed race background. So how was it growing up as a mixed race child at the time? How was it?
The truth is that I can honestly say that most likely I know almost all the kids from my generation who are mixed. So because they kind of in a years around the revolution gathered around the show business, or they were pushed to do it, or maybe later when they grew up in other regions of Czech Republic, they migrated to Prague because it was easier and more safe actually for them. So I would say that if there is something about around 20, 30, let's say 30, 35, 40 mixed kids in my age, that might be the reality. So it was not easy. It was not easy at all. Mostly at the very beginning, at the first grade, at the elementary, I had really. I wouldn't say she was a bad teacher, but she was unexperienced. And I started school with the knowledge of writing and reading, and I was different in the way I looked, and also because of this. And she actually seated me in front of her, so she excluded me even more, as you know, that seat in front of the teacher. And then I started to be bullied by kids, and actually I know she wanted to protect me. But she was actually separating me from the rest of the class so that she avoids all the conflicts. So the reality was that we used to go out to the some like a school park, and there was like a road, and on that road she made a line, and she said, "Lejla, you'll be here, and the rest of the classroom will be on the other side." So I remember the whole first grade in that class that every break we spent the time there. The kids were trying to hit me with a stone, the way that she doesn't see it. And actually any conflict was that she got separated me, so
more and more.
And I don't think she made it, she was doing it from some wrong intention, but she was older. I don't even think she's ever seen a mixed kid in her life, which was also, and actually even up to now it's kind of not usual, but it's happening that when you travel to regions, people doesn't know either mixed kids or black people. So, but after that, she, I think, was retired, and we got a great girl who came just directly from the school, and she actually pulled that class together, and it was much better. And then I left to high school for 8 years when I was 12 to Kladno. There was a very strong Roma community, and thanks to this, I don't think that anybody from the class asked me the first 6 months why I am black, because they know, they were familiar with the black-skinned people, although I wasn't a Roma. So and I think that I gained some self-confidence there thanks to this environment, and it really helped me actually. It really did. And at that time it was very funny because it was after the revolution. The Roma people still haven't had that stigma which they have now, this social exclusion and whatnot. And who had that was black people. They called us niggers. You know, there was a very famous series on TV. I don't know if you know The Roots.
The Roots.
So they called me Kunta Kinte. And the Roma didn't have that stigma. But afterwards, after some few years, the MTV came to the Czech media space, and the black people started being worshipped. You know, because MTV brought all those hip-hopper stars and the rapper stars. So the black people start being, you know, like, wow, are you playing basketball or are you a singer? Neither of it, unfortunately, in my case. And the Roma got that stick of socialized. Then, because of the MTV as being covered or protected
by the image of Black America mainly.
Yeah. Wherever I travel, they think that I'm a South American.
Yes, yes.
They usually
yes.
think that I'm Brazilian or from somewhere there. Nobody ever told me that I'm half African.
Yes, yes. It's also because that is our extended family in Latin America. So that's the same blood here.
Yeah.
There. Did you have many friends growing up, and are you still connected with some of your childhood friends and school friends?
Well, just recently on WhatsApp group, on WhatsApp somebody settled down a group of the elementary class, the very first. So I met coincidentally some of my schoolmates from those times, from time to time. Yes, I've been in touch quite long with one of the girls because she was my best friend for a while. Then we studied together also the high school, and then we got in touch later on when when we already had kids, both of us. At my, I would say 13 or 14, as I mentioned already a couple times, I got a little crazy, and I decided to find my roots, to understand what the difference background really means, and there was no other way than to get in touch with the foreigners living here in Czech Republic. So I started going to a pub where Americans gathered and other nationalities, and I made a lot of friends there, but I was 14. I was 13, 14, and they were like minimum of 8-10 years older than me. Then when I was 14, I started working in one very well-known club in Prague, which was owned by two black guys, Africans living here and working here for quite some time, and we became extremely close friends. My sister, she stays in Prague. She's 1 3/4 years younger than me. And we have some father, and her name is Aida. My father, which is not known too much, he is half caste between black and Arabic.
Okay.
So he's very tall, as Arabics are, and he has this typical body shape, this long Sudanese, Ethiopian legs and body. But he is having black hair and very dark skin. So my sister looks like a typical Sudanese, but with a black hair, and I look like more European but darker skin, much darker than my sister is, and with a European hair.
Okay.
So whenever she travels to Sudan, she melts there actually. She covers her hair. And that's maybe why also I kind of she feels herself in deserts. She recently, like 10 years, but recently she started traveling to deserts. She just came back from a 3 weeks long trip over Jordan, and I don't know where she has been. They were really traveling there with her boyfriend, backpacking, and I found myself down to Black Africa. And but in her case, it came much later. Like when she was almost 25, 26, she started to ask about roots. Where's the father? And that was the time when we found our father, and we kind of, I wouldn't say reunite, but we met.
In Sudan or in Czech Republic?
Actually, the first meeting has been in Egypt, and then in Sudan, and we found out surprisingly that we have, at that time, which is 10 years ago, maybe even more, we had 48 closest circle siblings. Because
the African way.
Yeah, African, because my father,
big family.
My father comes out of, let me put it right, 3 brothers and 7 sisters. So they are 10. Yeah, they're 10 in total. And all of them are having many kids, and these days those kids having also their kids. But at that time, I don't think that they were that adult to have their kids. So they were 48, and it was really funny to look at them, because even in between of the sisters and the brothers, they were a super black type. But I mean those black. And then the super deep type of Egyptian skin, the olives, slightly light olive colored skin.
You are now a star. You have a voice, you have a platform. Where in your life journey did you come to realize that you could become a celebrity? What happened in the life journey? What happened? At what point did you realize, yeah, this is the breakthrough. I'm on my way to becoming the Lejla I want to become, or the Lejla you are now. Where was the breakthrough point?
For me, it's quite hard to admit the fact that somebody's calling me a celeb or VIP, because I consider a different kind of people to be celebs or VIPs. I would mention the doctors or the people who kind of really do have impact on the society in general, not on the Czech society only. But maybe that's coming out from the fact that I never wanted to be. I've never wanted to be in show business. It was a total coincidence. I was actually dragged to modeling where I didn't feel comfortable. Then, by a total coincidence, I was sent to audition for a TV speaker, and I actually denied it. I denied it twice to go there, and when the offer came to me third time after another 3 or 4 months, I said, okay, that's weird. So they didn't still find anybody. We have fish here in Kibeli Park. Well, so then I entered the audition and I won it, so totally surprisingly for me. And since that, I work in media. When I've been starting in the media, I was actually one of 3. There was Reiko Ranteng, he came a little later after me. It was actually me and Reiko Ranteng at the beginning. Then Yemi appeared, Zuzka Tvarušková, and other people. But we were like the 4. But with the Ray, we were 2 and TV Nova at the time. Thanks to Big Brother show, which I was being co-hosting, I decided to settle down my own NGO because of this fact of having this media-powered background. I was the first one who did interview about the FGM in Czech medias. The first in Harper's Bazaar, I think it was. And I became like a person who really is talking about these kind of topics as the first one. So nowadays it's different. There are many other people who are either running NGOs or are professionals. Also, there is already a university in, I think, Hradec Králové, which has something like a humanitarian studies, which is completely like crazy, you know, which is super. I mean, it's super good. But at that time, there was nothing like that. So we maybe became like a horn of some change in the medias. And maybe also it was a little different for me because Ray never really, at the beginning, definitely not, he wasn't channeling himself towards Africa. He was kind of, was denying this connection. Now it's a little different. So all that spotlight being like a different was at me than at Yemi, Zuzka.
What are the advantages for being a mixed race celebrity in the Czech Republic, and what are some of the challenges that you have faced?
I wouldn't say there are disadvantages. There are some things which are just maybe a little annoying, but I wouldn't say it's channeled towards
challenges.
Challenges,
yeah.
Not even challenges. You know, it's you know, each of the celebrity has its own background, and if you do the interview, they ask you the same questions many times.
What advice or words of motivation would you give to mixed race and African children growing up in the Czech Republic, using your own life journey?
I would definitely tell them that they should, even though it's difficult and many times I believe, or it can be difficult, to remain themselves, to be actually proud of the mixed background, because it's giving much more advantages, more advantages than disadvantages, especially when they are grown up, because they do have 2 different, you know, cultures in them. They can you know, find they are living in a different state. They can be multilingual.
What advice and words of encouragement do you have for AfroCzechs and Africans in general living in the Czech Republic?
Be proud of what and who you are, because if you are, you're just making it much easier for your own kids, for the kids of other mixed couples, and and people, Czech people are not racist. They're xenophobic. They've been closed 40 years in a communistic era. The closed boards didn't give them the opportunity to compare themselves with other cultures, mindsets. So when we allow them to find out who other cultures are, then it will help all of us. The society will be more open, less hate, less full of hatred. And so that's what I'm saying. If you are AfroCzech, now you are adult, you have some means how to talk to your close or extended surrounding, do it, because you're actually helping all of us.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think it's a good advice. What advice and words of support do you have for couples in a mixed race or multicultural relationship in the Czech Republic?
Yes, my partner is Turkish, and I would give a first advice to the couples which just are meeting and are from different cultures, and they are making the decision where to live. Find a neutral state. Don't move into the city or country where either you or the other is origin from, because it's causing a lot of troubles. Me knowing the place much better is pushing a lot of administration work, I would say.
A lot of weight on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Secondly, tolerance is important for me. If my partner knows the TV shows I've been watching as a kid, that he knows that castle where I've been, these kind of things. But I find out that it is specifically Vulcan who I'm able to manage all these disadvantages.
What positive message and words of inspiration do you have for the children, youth and adults in the Czech society?
I would say that Czech Republic is specific in quite a number of ways. I think that because of the communism era we had here, we are maybe a little bit afraid of different things, but on the other hand, we preserved and we made ourselves to be strong, to be able to survive almost everything, to be cheerful and joyful to those which are capable of going through the hard shelf, which some Czechs or Czech nationality sometimes has. I would say that what is very beautiful on Czech mentality is I love Czech sense of humor. This is something which I miss everywhere I go. Because it's very specific. I would say the closest is the British sense of humor, but even that is not that very specific. It's not that Czech type of. So, and I think that when you are able to express the fact you can make fun out of yourself, it's showing some self-reflection, self-judgment, which is a very important character for me, because somebody who can reflect his personality can also change if he wants. What I also love is Czech nature. It's so unique, and it's unique because it's open for everyone. Wherever you go over the Europe or the world, the public sector is already divided. You can't go freely to the forest and pick up the berry. And I would say that Czech people, the young generation and very young generation, might be more influenced by the world around us, but with a combination of the Czech specific character, it can be a good combination.
For living here as a youth, is it a good country?
I would say that having a kids or having two kids who are entering the age where they think of some career or extended education, they would say no. because they see the limits in language, they see the limits in the system of education we have here. But as a parent, especially a parent of small kids, I would say that Czech Republic is extremely safe place where to raise up the kids, especially here in Belize.
Now, how many children do you have?
Well,
and how is it raising them as a mother? Juggling your media job and your children. That's why I was admiring you before, because I know the number of children you have. I know how super active you are in your organization and with your media work. Putting all together, I think I can be proud of you. I am very proud of you. You are my queen. You have always been. Tell the people how many children you have and how do you do all together.
Well, I have 4 of mine. They are just, one is 11, then there's a girl who is turning 6 now in July, and the boys, twins, they are turning 5 in July. The difference between them is 1 year and 6 days, so we consider them as a triplets actually, because they do look like triplets, they do behave like triplets, and they are annoying same as the triplets, but they are super lovely, and it's like, I mean, I can't imagine managing such a family, especially with Vanessa and her daughter and her sister Alinka, who are not living with us, but it's like a mental setup, you know, that you have 6 kids, 4 are with you, 2, even though they are not yours, they are in your mind, you do care of them, your partner care of them. So we consider we having 6 kids. This is how our mind is set it up. I wouldn't be able to manage it without Volkan and without my mother.
Okay.
Volkan is extremely good father, who has been actually a little bit pushed into it because of living in Czech and having business in Kenya. So he is forced to work over WhatsApp and over emails and phone calls. So he's in the house. We came to the relationship with 2 kids. He had 1, I had 1. And his daughter was already 12, 13, you know, and it was a girl, you know, imagine, we're having 1 girl in Africa, you know, living their good life. So it was like having, and he was always in job, he was working very hard. So, and actually we met in September, and in October I was pregnant, and I gave a birth, and in 4 months I was pregnant again with twins. So actually since ever we've been together, I've been either pregnant or giving birth. So it was a huge change for us. Also to my career, because I had to set it up the way it wouldn't harm my family, and also it would be effective because seriously, I don't remember first 2-3 years. I just don't remember. I have it nicely in shade. The hormones work well, because if I remember it, I would most likely get nuts. But he is helping. My mother is extremely helping, so I can really focus especially on my Kenyan activities, because I do travel, and it means that when I leave the house, somebody has to replace me. There's no way you can do it in one. Actually, it is hard for 2 people to manage. It's difficult. It is hard, but it's possible because of having such a partner and such a mother.
Well, from what you are saying, I will be, you know, we have known each other for a long time, but I've not met your current husband yet, the husband you are with. But from all that you're saying, he looks adorable. I'll be happy to meet him. He seems like a very supportive man, an ideal man to have. So I am happy for you that a brother like that have my sister, that my sister is in a good hands. I'll be more than happy to meet your husband too. I salute you, sir. Now, at this point, because you met your husband in Kenya, right? And I know that for a long time you have Asante Kenya. When did you start, and how is it going?
Well,
you started without children. You started the organization without children.
Yes.
So
yes.
How are you managing now with children? When did it all begin?
My charity has started in Scout, where I ended up around 11, 12. And they were helping Franciscan sisters. They ran it was like a home for disabled kids, rooted in me feeling and the fact that I want to. I actually, you know, the thing is that I've never really thought of it. I never thought of.
Came naturally.
Yeah, it came, and also My mother had a disabled brother, so at those times he was 7 years older than her, and she kept him home. She never put him in the house, the care houses, I don't know how to say. Well, so then I was asked by one half-caste guy, you should make an interview with him as well. Obe, do you know Obe?
Oh.
Obe, you know Obe. So
it's because of Obe we came to know
that's true, Jish Maria.
You don't know, you forgot how long I know you.
Well, so through through Obe and his league for the minorities at the Czech Republic, I've met or I found an organization which has been called, or maybe it's still there, Humanists, and they've been doing distance adoption program with other NGO as the first two organizations in Czech Republic, and at those times nobody had a clue of what the distance adoption program is, and I totally fell in love with it because the Humanists were focused on Kenya. The other one was somewhere else at the time. And when I found it out, I offered my help to them, and actually I became like an administrator of the parents here in Czech. But because my mom was working for CSA, I had a free air ticket. So I offered my help. I said, okay, I can fly to Kenya and I can do the work at the place there. And this is how I entered Kenya through the Humanists. I was like 21. I spent there half a year, and since that I've been doing the distance adoption program, and at 26, because of accepting this job in TV Nova, this Big Brother show, I decided to settle down my own NGO, which was 2006, and it's running up to now. And because of giving birth to David, I've realized that I can't manage kids and Asante Kenya fully, both. So I found a girl who was to replace me, but at the time I also realized that we are so long with those projects together that actually either they got the knowledge from our cooperation or they didn't. So we said, okay, it needs a change, and I said, okay, we are saying bye to each other. And I was looking for a new project to support, and at that time I met a Slovakian photographer based in South Africa, Lejla Abbasova, and she introduced me to this couple living in Kenya, on the boards in Kenya and Tanzania. Since that, I've been as a supporter, well-wisher. I have a couple projects there. One of them is, for example, agriculture project called Shamba. We're feeding the school there. We do give out 13,500 lunches every month. Then out of that Shamba also we do feed the community itself. I have there. I was supporting girls by bringing hygiene men's periods. The last 3 years we are filming a documentary movie. We are now thinking of the projects together. I'm fundraising the money for them, but they have a Red Tribe organization, which is the main organization there, and I'm like a well-wisher. You know, one of the, I don't know, 4 or 5
collaborators. You collaborate and offer your support.
Yes, yes. So this documentary is about their work, which is completely extraordinary for me, because to do humanitarian work well, so that you don't destroy the community, especially those ones, you know, Kofi. This is like, these Masais are not from Masai Mara. These Masais are the real Masais who are totally close. You know, they see only them as white people there, or the people which they bring there. So it's extremely sensitive, you know, and what they have done there is like a paradise. Actually, hard work, and this documentary about that kind of approach towards the humanitarian work.
How's the documentary going?
We are in the editing. I am trying to find a good producer, and hopefully, I'm saying it last 2 years, hopefully in August, not August, October
this year,
will be, this
2023?
year, yeah, will be out.
Okay, since we have talked about organization and we have talked about OBI, we've mentioned Humanistica, let me then share with you the little bit of history that is between us and how much long we know each other. This is a magazine. This is a magazine. It's called New African Magazine. This magazine is published in the UK, okay? And the editor came here. The date on it is July, August.
Wow.
July, August 2002. In 2002, Humanitas Afrika launched the first official celebration of Africa Day in Czech Republic. To Keshna, this is the Algerian ambassador, the Dean. He was Dean at that time. He was there. This was the South African ambassador, Lehoko. This was from the Human Rights Commissioner. I've forgotten the name. Yareb, I think Yareb. Yareb was there. Yareb.
He's that one.
Yeah, Yareb was there, and he was from the United Nations. I think UNHCR, Mr. Kongolato or something like that, were there. African ambassadors, Egyptian ambassador. I was looking smallish. This is me here myself. This is Nigerian ambassador, the wife of Egyptian ambassador from Ghana Embassy. These were some of the performing band. This is a cultural band we brought from Austria. But this is a cultural band, Lasso, we brought from Germany. This event, it was a one-week celebration, and the last event evening took place at the Smikovsky Dome. Now look at the next page. Tell me who you see. This is the fashion show. The moderator for the show was Lejla Abbasova.
Wow.
Beautiful, nice in African dress. So Lejla Abbasova, my sister here, was the first moderator of the Africa Day Celebration Cultural Night in Czech Republic in the year 2002. That is how long I have known Lejla. That is how much I have known Lejla. That is when our first collaboration started. I have known her since 2001. I was introduced to her by Obi. So yes, Obi, so you know Obi very well. So we got connected through Obi, and Obi recommended that you could be the good moderator for this show. And since then, we haven't looked back. We have been sisters and brothers. Give me a hug. What I like about Lejla personally is that she even though she is become celebrity, in my eyes, in my experience, she's still humble. Very, very humble, down to earth. To me, still accessible. Anytime I will call her, she has moderated for me many shows. If all people, the humility in her, to me, if celebrities can have this kind of humility, the world will be a better place. That's all I can say. What is your favorite Czech sport? Sport in Czech Republic?
I love totally cycling. I'm on the bike throughout. I bought a cargo bike for my 3 kids, so every morning I take them to a forest nursery where they're schooling, and I do it all year long. We have it done as all seasonal.
Then is your favorite Czech song?
I have quite a number, but
one or two.
Čerešně, which is not actually Czech.
You say the name of the song and the singer.
Hanna Hegerová Čerešně, but it's not actually a Czech song. But I like Neres. I like Zuzana Navarová, and I'm thinking from the new generation. The funny thing is that I used to work on Očko.
Ben Christopher?
Yeah, I like some songs from him. Yeah, I really do. They're funny.
You are connected to him somehow. Yeah. You were the manager. Oh,
no. He helped me with some of my charity projects. He was a part of them, a member of them.
I like Ben. He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
I've never met him. I would love to meet him, but he's a cool guy. I like his songs.
Yeah, I think that he was so underestimated by the Czech society, and the progress he has done is just admirable.
Yes.
And he made his own mark and his own sign.
What is your favorite Czech politician?
Karel Schwarzenberg.
Okay.
I have a huge respect to him, both from the political career and also from his moral status he has, and also from private relationship which we has. I think he's one of the most admirable people from the Czech political scene I ever had. Also, I do respect Michal Kocáb, the son of my, the father of my son, who is the same mindset as Karel Schwarzenberg, the same generation.
So, who is your favorite Czech celebrity and Czech media personality?
Ester Janečková.
Okay.
Then I loved Václav Havel, and I mean all that circle around him. These are people who I really do admire. And media person, I like Kofi. From the new generation guys, I really do admire him. That's a guy who I have full respect to. Who I totally admire because of his sense of humor is Martin Mikiska, who's his alias is Mikir. His sense of humor is incredible for me, and also when he is doing some research. He's doing a research on serious topics, but he's doing it extremely funny way. So you do get a bunch of information, but the funny way.
What do you say to conclude all this beautiful conversation? What will be your last word to conclude it?
Well, my last words would be definitely words of thanks that you have invited me here. I hope that our kids' generation will undergo less difficulties than we had to undergo, and I believe that it will be thanks to the environment we AfroCzechs, not but only AfroCzechs, but banana kids and all the mixed culture generation had started like back then.
What a beautiful conversation. We have given you the opportunity to get to know Sister Lejla, the Queen, closely. You know, we've shared a little bit of her personal life, her background, her upbringing, and it's for you, the young ones, and also for the adult, the society, to get to know who she really is, because I know her as a beautiful sister, very humble and very down to earth, and she's doing some great things. And this is what this other side of her I wanted to share with others, people, the society, to know, because I know her for that long. So I am happy that you talked to us, sister, and thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Kam říká, že se mnou trápí, ale ona ví, že se mnou má být. Tak jako já jí nikdo nepomázlí. Píše, ať dorazím, řeší, co si má vzít, ale kolem sebe má svůj gang. A dělá, že mě nevidí, jako že papa, nemůžu za to, jaký jsem. A ona ví, že se nezměním, a to jí láká. Já jen chci, aby to bylo jako dřív, ať mě chytne za ty boky, jako když to bylo tvý. A já mám rád, když se na mě přitom otočíš. Jestli dnes máme být spolu, tak mi to stačilo říct. Já jen chci, aby to bylo jako dřív, ať mě chytne za ty boky, jako když to bylo tvý. A já mám rád, když se na mě přitom otočíš. Jestli dnes máme být spolu, tak mi to stačilo říct.
Ubuntu
is parada.
Ubuntu parada.
Bye bye.
Aho, thank you. Lejla Abbasova.